What's going on YouTube? WILDMAN here, and I'm back in the gym and I'm working out with a friend whose name is Nelson. And he's been on my channel before, and we're going to completely ignore the fact that he's got a hole down the middle of his pants so we could see his compression shorts. I'm sure that he meant to do that on purpose because that's just the kind of guy he is. So we're going to be doing a giant set with the bench press, and I'm going to be teaching him how to do the olive press, and I'm also going to be guiding him along in the bench press. The olive press is just perfect for obliques, especially when you're doing a lot of benching for reps, which is what we're doing today. I'm kind of starting over in every lift right now, so I'm going to be doing my Tough 6 program, where I do the bench press, and I'm just going to be doing 6 reps, and I'm going to add weight. And I'm going to continue to do each set for 6 reps until I can't do 6 reps anymore, and that's going to be my final set. I'm going to be doing the exact same giant set with the olive press, and with the assault bike as well, which Nelson was doing off camera, and that's going to be the giant set for the day. Now, Nelson is not a client of mine, but I kind of wish he was, because you'll see he doesn't bring that bar all the way down to his chest, and that's because he has a mobility issue. And if he was my client, I'd be able to fix that up within about 2 weeks. So cross your fingers, maybe one day he will. And we're going to be adding the chains to this implement, and they're going to be kind of high. Normally, I like to have just the weight of the bar at the bottom of the lift, but I don't want to waste my time, and I didn't have the time to do that. So I just wrapped it around the bar, and I'm only decreasing the weight by 40%, which when we calculated that out, it was about 20 pounds less at the bottom of the lift. So that's kind of our guesstimate right there. And I think actually it was 18 pounds to be perfectly true. But we're going off 20 pounds just to try to get it right. And Nelson had a problem not only with his mobility, but he kept hitting the J hook as well. So there's 2 challenging things Nelson had to work with through this workout. And I guess a third issue if you're counting the hole in his pants, but I guess it is breathable down there for him. So maybe that's actually working to his advantage. But Nelson was fortunate because since I'm starting over, I'm doing the Tough 6 program, which is a program that I like to give most beginners. A lot of beginners will progress very quickly. So I don't like to typically give them the 5x5 program. I would prefer that I start them off with something where they're doing something for reps that they know they can control, even if it's just the bar. If on the bench press, the bar for about 6 reps is all they can do, then that's a great starting place, and we could work with that. So Tough 6 is a great program to kind of see and build up to where they are at. And then by the end of the cycle, we test their 1 rep max to see what their true 1 rep max is. And then we give them 5x5, which is like more of a second phase beginner level. But going back to Tough 6, I mean, this is how I got strong. Is I used to just load the bar up, and I would just do 6 reps, and I would load the bar with more weight and do 6 more reps until I couldn't do 6 reps anymore. And all that volume of training plus the strength training format is really good and is able to benefit a lot, even for advanced lifters like I am. Now, Nelson here, he didn't really know how high he wanted to go, and I didn't tell him anything about the chains. But he hasn't put this weight up secretly because he doesn't know the weight for a very long time. But I could see he was getting kind of slow there. So when he came down for his last rep there, I came over and gave him just a quick helping hand to make sure that he got it up and that he went around the J hook since he kept hitting it. But he was very happy with that. And that's because when you haven't lifted that much weight, because then by now I told him how much the chains were and how much they were at the bottom and how much they were at the top, he was very happy with that. He was like, wow, I haven't lifted that much weight in a very long time, because he's a jiu-jitsu guy. But he was saying that he liked the functionality of it all. With the chains, with the olive press, and with the assault bike. He felt like that he was kind of doing like a circuit training, which carries over perfectly into jiu-jitsu. So he was actually kind of digging it. So yeah, we'll see. Maybe he'll want to be my client one day. Now, I was pushing him to do this. I was like, bro, you got this for 1 rep, and you're not going to really do this implement again. So let's go for 1 rep, and hopefully for 2. So it went up pretty slow, and then the second rep, it actually went perfectly. I just had to help him get around that J hook again. He really liked to hit that J hook, but he did a fantastic job. And I think with a little bit more training with me, he would be able to be surprised how much his bench press would go up, but also how strong he would become in jiu-jitsu, because that's just kind of the functionality of the way that I like to train. Tough 6 is a program that I kind of adopted from Eddie Hall. I don't know if it's like his official program. I think that's just how he trained, but he got mad results from the way that he did this. And since I follow him, I kind of adopted that. So I made that into a strength training program, but also the giant set training in between really make sure that you're building a lot of functionality and athleticism to the lifts, which is super important as you're getting strong so you don't get rigid. So technically I already did my top set because that's what I had planned. It was 270 at the top for 6 reps with roughly 250 at the bottom. This is 300 with approximately 280 at the bottom of the lift. But I decided to push it as far as I could go. And it got a little slow on the 3rd rep, so I just put it back because that was more than I was expected to do on today's program. And after I was done, I immediately moved on to the assistance giant set, which was going to be 3 rounds of the hand release push-up. And the only reason why I did this was because Nelson was with me and I wanted to show him how to build that shoulder mobility so that he is able to pull the bar completely down to his chest. And I continued to do the polyp press, and I just continued to do the assault bike. And that was more stuff that we did after that as well, but I didn't really film that part. So I really appreciate everybody stopping by, and I will see you next time. Thank you.